Welcome to Sports Talk Now, the go-to pod, or should I say, television show for everything sports. You heard that right, folks, and you saw it too. Just like sports itself, we have leaped from the auditory to the visionary. And speaking of visionary, hi, I'm Noah Schindler, but most of you probably know me as the pundit. Some of you might know me as the liaison, but I'm the pundit, because I am the first and foremost sports expert in sports knowledge in America. Now, let's get back to the show. For those of you who are returning, welcome. And don't worry, we'll get to the sports. For those of you new to the show, this little experiment started last year as a podcast. The idea came from an old acquaintance of mine, Jackie McKenna. The idea was a podcast about sports. Now, if you know me, it's a little too irresistible to turn up. So we did the podcast, and inevitably it became a raging success. Soon it topped billboards, became one of the top 10 podcasts in the world. It did not come without its difficulties, however. The storms of 2022. It left most of the country in shambles. I know millions of you were affected. I was also affected, probably the most. My roof sustained some pretty major damage. And so I got the help of a contractor. And well, I guess we all learned that evil exists, because this contractor systematically took apart my roof piece by piece. Well, good thing that there's good in the world, because good always outbalances evil, which is why I want to thank John Wales and his great group of team for putting together probably my best roof I've ever had. And his work has made this home studio possible. So we thank him for that. Unfortunately, Jackie McKenna could not weather the storm, or the hurricane of success that came with hosting a successful podcast. And due to his several mental health problems, he will not be coming back to the show. So with that being said, I guess I can introduce the new co-host of the show. We came to you, America, and Jackie's mental health was probably a blessing in disguise, because we were able to vet out probably the best sports knowledge people in America that's not me. Thousands of you submitted, hundreds were qualified, dozens were sublime, but only one was the cream of the crop. Sports Talk Now, I would love to introduce Joe Boylan.
Thank you for having me on the show. Thank you for having me on the show. Thank you for letting me be a part of the family.
Absolutely, the Sports Talk Now family.
This is very great. I'm ecstatic. I got butterflies in my stomach. So many emotions going on right now.
Absolutely. And we're excited to have you as well. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your sports background?
Well, I have an extensive sports background, all types of area: NHL, NBA, NFL, MLB, Major League Soccer. You know,
so we did. Those are the four, yeah.
Yeah, ludes, bodybuilding. You know, you name it, I know it. Golf.
Okay. Yep. So as you can tell, sports knowledge. I'm up here. He's about there. It's pretty close.
Yeah, pretty close.
So now that we know Job, I think it's about time to start the show. For those of you coming back, we are doing the exact same thing we did last year, 10 minutes on the clock, and at the end of that 10 minutes, we will deliver our buzzer beaters.
Okay.
However, today's a special day. It's the premiere of the true season 1, which is why at 5 minutes we will have a halftime. And that at that halftime, I will deliver a very special announcement. All right, and we're off. Okay. Yeah. So on Sports Talk now, just like sports itself, are transitioning from an auditory to a visionary medium.
Yeah.
And sort of like, because it was like sports, because it used to be on the radio.
Yes, it was.
But now it's on TV. Let's talk about that transition a little.
Well, the transition happened back on May 17th, 1939, when Columbia versus Princeton at Bakersfield. NBC aired that back at that time. May 17th, 1939, Columbia versus Princeton baseball game at Bakersfield.
Right. And who won that game?
Oh my God! I am going to say, because I want to be good at it because I'm a Columbia man. Well, I'm going to say Bakersfield won that game.
Yeah. You could wish it, but it's not true. It was actually a tie.
Oh, really? Oh, you got me there. Touche.
Yeah.
Did you use a time machine to go back?
Well, if you could call it that, you could call my sports knowledge a time machine. But it's years of effort.
Okay, got you. You got that one.
Yeah.
Touche.
Oh, so we're talking about baseball.
Yes.
We've transitioned from radio to TV to baseball.
We did.
So a lot of teams. There's been more teams added.
There has been a lot of teams added. Well, up in Major League Baseball didn't add more teams until basically going into the early 60s, late 50s, early 60s, because every Major League team was still the same. By the 60s, you had Houston had their team, but originally it was called the Colt 45. Okay, and then they changed it to the Houston Astros.
Right.
Then
it's Astros.
Yes.
Yeah,
But Philadelphia, the Athletics, they moved around. Originally, they started in Philadelphia. Then they moved to Kansas City.
Right.
And then they started, and then until they went to California. So they went to 3.
Well, they're not the California. They're the Oakland.
Oakland is in California, so we still have
but we have to be specific.
Okay, the city of Oakland, excuse me, because California is a large state. I'm sorry, it's the second largest state.
It's the largest state.
Is it? What, Texas is the second largest?
No.
Third largest.
Texas is the second
largest,
and then California
is the first largest.
Yeah.
That's why they got so many teams.
And they have the most sports teams.
Yes, it's ridiculous.
They have the most sports teams.
They don't need all that. They don't need all those teams, really.
They have
because majority of the city is people live in San Francisco, Los Angeles, and
Oakland.
Oakland. Well, who the hell lives in Sacramento?
That's
like saying who the hell lives in Albany or Buffalo.
Right, but people live in Buffalo.
Really?
The Buffalo Bills,
Oh.
which is one of the premier football teams right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, technically, they could have won the Super Bowl '91 with the Giants in them because they were. It was a field goal kick that made the Giants win.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that field goal kick, they could have won that one.
And that's field goals are something that is currently being investigated by the NFL.
Yeah.
They may or may not be including them in the next season, so we'll see about that.
That's like talking about when Pittsburgh and Dallas Cowboys played in Super Bowl in 1996. Everybody said Neil O'Donnell was playing for the Cowboys because he was basically throwing the ball at the Cowboys. It wasn't sometimes you can accidentally throw the ball, but he was literally throwing it at
it's like you're playing. He's like you're playing for.
Yeah, he was team. He was a secret. Secretly he was a Cowboy.
Yeah.
So and then Jets.
And sometimes there are spies like that you put on the other team, and they're actually playing for you.
Yeah, like the coach Holmgren, Mike Holmgren said, we didn't know that the referee was actually playing with the Steelers because that game was really rigged as well.
Yeah.
A lot of rigged games,
Yeah, and then you can't trust the referees after that.
No, you can't.
And they ruin games. Okay. All right. So we're at halftime.
Excellent.
Sports Talk Now is thrilled to announce its first ever sponsor, BetBall. BetBall is the premier sports betting app, made by ballers for ballers. it doesn't have any of that bullshit the other guys have. Sign up for BetBall now and get $1,000 in free bets. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, just take that shit to DraftKings. Pretty cool, right?
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you sign up?
I did already.
You did?
I'm downloading right now. Wow.
Can I see?
BetBall. It's amazing.
Let me see.
Oh, it's right here.
No, you're just making it
No,
up.
no, it's not. I kid you not. I actually downloaded it.
Let me see your phone.
Look, here it is right here. I'll just show you my phone.
Just give me your phone.
I'm showing you right here now. It's the app right here. Hold on. Damn this phone. BetBall. BetBall right here. See?
Okay.
See?
Oh, he did it.
Yeah, I did it.
Okay.
See? BetBall.
All right. BetBall. Sign up now.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. So I noticed you got a pretty cool jersey on, number 53.
Yes, it's Henry Carson.
Henry Carson from Giants.
Legends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's one of the greats.
Hell yeah. Him and LT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They led that team to
They did to us that Super Bowl.
Many Super Bowls.
87
Many Super Bowls.
and 91. I
Mhm.
think that's his last time. Yeah.
I believe it was 92.
Well,
Do you have any others like that?
yeah, I have a whole bunch of. Oh my God, I got the. I have one. I have the San Diego Rockets
Okay.
jersey. Yes.
That's not a real jersey, but
No, it is actually. They actually played in San Diego first before they moved to Houston back in 1970.
I think it's a college team.
No, actually, it's an NBA team. 1967,
well-
they started as an expansion team. They stayed until 1970. Then 1970-71 season, they moved to Houston.
People have different.
Actually, Pat Riley played for the San Diego Rockets too as well, so you can look it up.
Okay. Well, you should bring some more next time.
I'm thinking about bringing Wayne Gretzky, the great one, but I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure out which one should I
Definitely.
bring in. His Edmonton Oilers, his LA Kings, maybe his birth stint in St. Louis, or
Yeah.
maybe his New York Rangers.
Any of those would work.
Yeah, the great one. Yeah.
So let's start that clock and start the second half of Sports Talk now. During the off season, we received hundreds of mailbags, just so much mail asking the pundit questions about sports. And I'm sorry that I haven't got back to you, but this is what the show's for. The producers have compiled the best questions, and for your benefit, we're gonna answer some now.
Awesome.
Yeah, sound good?
This sounds great.
Okay, this one's for me. From Lewis in Sydney. My question is for the pundit. I myself am aspiring to be a sports expert. Where should I start? Great question, Lewis. Obviously, watch Sports Talk now. That's the first piece of advice I would give you. But just really go to the games. You can watch them on TV. You could even listen to them on the radio in some places.
Mm-hmm.
But what I learned most in my journey in being a sports expert was that you can get nothing more than going to the games and watching those guys.
That's true.
Okay. So next question. Job.
Yes, sir.
From Ricardo in Albany. Hey STN crew, love the show. I was wondering if you could give your takes on the evolution of the NBA over the last 20 years. I've been dying to know.
Well, the evolution of the NBA for the last 20 years is they have played more offensive ball than defense. So that's what's been going on. Now, the question of the day is, has it benefited, from a fan's perspective, has the past 20 years changed the NBA style of playing? Has it benefited the fans?
Right, that's the question.
And the question I would say is debatable, because if you are a vast NBA fan from the 90s and early 2000s, you will not like the product right now. You'll more remember the defensive style and
Defensive style.
exciting stuff of it.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
It's a different game. It's a
Yeah.
different game.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
I hope you, the viewer, are excited about him during this season, because we're going to get a lot more of that. All right. Here we go. This one's for me. Dear Noah. Okay. I go by the pundit, but I hope this postcard finds you well. Good luck on the new season of Sports Talk Now. I'll be listening and watching. Your friend Jackie. All right. So this wasn't a question, but I'll talk to my producers about that.
Looks like a word of encouragement. That's good.
Yeah, but it's not.
Yeah.
Well, we're doing great. So if that's your question, yes, it's we're killing it.
Yeah.
All right, we have one last question. We gotta get it in before the buzzer beater.
That's it.
From Melanie in Toronto. Hi, Jackie and Noah. It's Job and Noah, but you didn't know that. You're going to the hockey game with your sweetie, but can only afford one snack. What are you munching on? Love the show.
Good question. A large pretzel.
Oh, all right. So that's the buzzer beater. We've made it through the first episode of the show. This is the part where we give one final take, our buzzer beater. This is the point of the show where Job and I will offer our hot take of the day. And that'll be it. And I'll go first.
Cool.
We're looking at a merger, ladies and gentlemen. Basketball and football. Two of the best sports in America. The sport doesn't exist yet, but just wait. Basketball and football will be turned into a new sport. Basket foot basket, ball. I'm not a name guy, I'm a sports guy. So look out for it in the next couple of years.
The hot take I'm talking about today is the NBA. The NBA is really a good sport. Now, if we can get off of the LeBron James situation, up in Sacramento, the Kings are emerging. They are coming out as a hot team. Right now, they are in negotiation with Cousins to come back to Sacramento on a one-year deal so she can help them push them forward. But also, the NBA is looking at, hopefully, Lord willingly, if you ever believe in God, I hope you do, to bring basketball back to Seattle. And also, spring training is still going on in Major League. And one more month.
We're doing one take.
Oh, sorry.
One buzz beater.
Yeah, that's it. I'm done.
All right. I think that was might be the best episode we've ever done. Thank you, Job.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to enter the journey of Sports Talk Now with you.
And I'm glad to be here with you too. This is great.
Yes. Thanks for watching.
Thank you. Good night.